guys are so nuts.
This is
Boys.
watermelon hail. Hello, chat. We're starting shortly. Oh yeah.
Doesn't look like it may not be on the ground right now, so Dick Worsham. Dude, I can't. I just can't with that name.
Oh!
10,000.
No!
10,001. 2. It just keeps going. It's like a clock.
How are you doing tonight, Phoenix of the Gods?
Doing good.
Oh my. Not what I was saying.
Look at this.
Looks like it's starting to rope out a little bit, Edgar. This is crazy.
Wow. Look at that.
At Angel Homes 927 super chatted $6.78. Well done, guys. Love from
I
me.
can't even with this right now, guys. Like, what is this?
Gonna be starting shortly here, chat. 10, Brad is out front. Brad is taking a strong lead. Here comes number 7.
New intro.
Right at the side. Number 1. Number 14. We're making a push. Number 7. Oh my God. Number 5 is going down to the edge. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, dude.
Like, oh, okay, here we go.
Hey, who's this girl in the back, bro? She's just sitting here, just hadn't said a dang word, just staring at us.
That's my girlfriend. Babe, hold your mic button down.
What's up?
Wait, what's your username? Hold on. Was that Lactatia?
It's Letitia.
And now, your local on the Meower. I mean, Boat Guy.
First pull of the
You're
day is
behind
live.
Boat Guy. He's going to get you through this. People in the chat are loving Boat Guy.
First
Yes,
pull of the day.
Ninja, the return of the boat. Andrew Johnson. You can always trust the guy with the boat. I'm telling you, this guy, Eric Gray, that guy is going. That guy is
Okay,
going
we're almost
fishing
ready,
no
chat.
matter what.
Checking up a couple more boxes, then we'll get rolling.
And now, your local on the Meower.
Oh!
Don't leave me. Don't. Shotgun. Shotgun. Shotgun.
No, you can't.
Shotgun. Shotgun. I called shotgun. Let me in. No.
I think we're ready.
Shotgun. Ah.
Oh.
Shotgun. We're ready, guys. Okay, let's go. Right now, Chad. Let's get hyped. Situation. Right
Let's do
now
this.
for the eastern suburbs
Let's
of
go.
Huntsville.
Where am I? What is this place? It's so dark. Oh, what is that sound? Ah! This is the Big Weather Show. Oh! I'm your host, Stormcat5.
That is absolutely insane.
We're going to talk about the biggest stories in weather.
That is a massive debris ball.
And who knows what we're going to say.
Was that Lactatia?
It's Letitia.
So strap in, buckle up. The Big Weather Show starts in 10, 9, 8.
Count it down, Chad.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Welcome, chat, to the Big Weather Show. That's right. We're going to talk tropics. We're going to talk severe weather. We're going to talk winter forecasting and more. All in today's jam-packed show. And right now, without further ado, I want to bring in Brother Cappucci. Oh no, there we go. Brother Cappucci, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. Can't stick around for too long because I have tutoring, but it's good to be here. Good to see you.
What are you? So who are you tutoring? Because you said that before. Like, is it people from your previous college or what is it?
So I work for a company called Prep Scholar. So I have a bunch of students in their junior and senior year of high school. And for all the seniors right now, they're applying for schools. And so we're helping them through the essays. We're helping them through the applications. It's pretty busy through like November 15th, then a bit of a pause, and then it really ramps back up again going to January 1st. So right now I have, I think, 11 seniors and
Wow.
6 are finished with their essays and 5 are still kind of working on. So it's a work in progress.
Is it weather related or
Nope.
is it W's in chat? You can just keep talking through that.
I like the fan music, but yeah, I over the years I've had like 76 students and only 1 has gone into meteorology. Although that kid, Will, brilliant kid, his name is Will Cano. He's now My Radar's intern, and he just orchestrated the first ever Cornell weather conference. So 1 out of 76 became a meteorologist, even though I told him back in the day not to go into meteorology.
Hey, if you played the percentages game, that's actually pretty good. You know, if you look at all the careers, 1 out of 1 out of 69 is pretty good.
Well, the company initially reached out and said, "Hey, we have a student who needs some help. They're deciding between med school and meteorology." And I jokingly said, "Go to med school. Like, don't do meteorology." He's an incredibly talented meteorologist. He's in his senior year, and he's one of the brightest people you'll ever meet.
Wow, I love that. Well, how long ago did you start doing that?
When I first moved to DC, so fall of 2019. So coming up on 6 years, but 7 seasons.
Wow. Okay. Do any of them know like who you are? Like, do any of them know like, hey, this guy's kind of famous?
Yes, and it's funny because they still troll me on social media. It's like, I mean, it's like when you're in middle school and eventually you Facebook friend your old teachers.
Yeah.
You still kind of troll them a little bit. And so in my case, my students love to mess with me. It's funny.
Are any of them like, you know, I'm sure they talk about the conspiracy theories and all that good stuff. They probably, I mean, they got to troll you regardless. But that's so cool because, guys, on top of everything Cappucci does, this is something completely non-weather related. He's just tutoring. Now, have you noticed them like, you know, trying to use AI and having them write their essays for them?
So in my years of doing this, there are only 2 students who I've ever you know how a pilot can refuse a plane, like if they get a plane that they know is not safe?
Yes, I've had that happen to me before.
Extremely rare occasions, a tutor or we're called, I think, admissions consultants. An admissions consultant can essentially decline a student or sort of recommend the student find a different company or a different admissions consultant. And I had one, and I have to be sort of vague. But the mother came in, and I knew the mother would be a problem off the get-go. She refused to call me Matthew. She only ever called me Michael. And I kept saying,
Michael?
I'm like, ma'am, that is not my name. That is
No.
still not my name. She demanded my personal phone number. She's like, if I need you. And
What?
yeah, I'm like, she said, how responsive are you? I said, I'm extremely responsive. I mean, obviously, I do every job there is. I'm always responding to stuff. And in a pretty timely manner.
You respond to people on Twitter. You respond to everyone on Twitter, and you get like an insane number of ridiculous comments.
Oh yeah, I respond to everyone. I mean, heck, middle of the night, I'm still responding within a couple hours. And she was just, I could tell off the bat she was going to be one of those problem parents. But the kid kept turning in assignments written by AI, and I'd be like, no, we did the whole essay outline. Sit down, write the essay. It'll take you 40 minutes. And I remember at one point, I said, this is the second or third time this has happened. I'm not reading this. Come back next week and, have a real essay. Don't turn in something with AI. And the mother hopped in the Zoom meeting and was just cussing me out. How dare I accuse the student of AI and whatnot? And look, I may not be 80 years old, but I've been around a long time.
You're an old soul. You're an old soul.
I said, all right, let's do this. And I said to the kid, read the first sentence aloud. And he did. I said, all right, you use the word bereft of. What does bereft mean? Deer in the headlights, face white as a sheet.
Gone.
I said, all right, man.
Gone.
I said, ma'am, do you know what bereft of means? Because your son used it in the essay. She said, oh, and hung up. And I reached out to the company after, and I said, I think we got to pass on this one.
We got to get this guy out. We got to get this guy out.
Well, and it is still not worth it.
What's the point? You're going to it to try to get better. Oh, we're lagging. Oh, we're back. You're going to a tutor to try to get better, but you're handing in fake assignments. Like, why are you even going? Why are you even paying for that service? It's insane.
And I love it too, because the organization is really a great group, and they give us a lot of creative flexibility, and they sort of leave the power with the admissions consultants. And I've had so many amazing students over the years. Once every like 2 or 3 years, I get a situation where I'm just like, I got to pass on this. Yeah, there are not enough hours a day.
That's a problem child. Well, when you have the kid, and I mean, I would call that mom a Karen. And chat, do you know any difficult parents? Vote in chat right now. If you know many Karens, I want to hear from you. 44% of you so far. 46. It's going up. There's a lot of Karens out there. And it seems like you had double Karen. The kid was kind of a Karen, and the mom was kind of a Karen. You double Karen, which is like a nightmare situation.
It was so funny because in the introductory meeting, when she demanded my personal phone number, I said, I don't really give that out. Here's my work number. I'm very responsive, blah, blah, blah. She said, what is your turnaround time? I said, we guarantee a 48-hour or 2 business days for return on all essays and edits and whatnot during the week. And she said, all right, what about weekends? I said, honestly, weekends are I'm not required to get something an immediate turnaround of the weekend. I do work on weekends, but if it's Friday night at 9 p.m. and I'm out with my friends, you probably won't hear from me until either later that night or the next morning. And she leaned towards the camera. Like, who leans towards a camera for dramatic effect? She leaned towards a camera.
Karen does.
I'm not paying to hear about your social life. I'm paying for you to take care of my son.
Oh.
I've known you 14 minutes. And then she kept calling me Michael. I'm like, what is this weird? Like, it says my name at the bottom of the screen on Zoom.
She's the definition of a chalked Karen. I mean, that is just like, you're paying for your son to do AI. That's literally what you're paying for your son to do is AI prompts. That's it. It's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, brother, well, I know you got to get going soon. So what I want to do, let's dive in because we got to talk about some weather right now. First, I want to hit on, these are the models right now, but first I want to hit on the tropics because what we saw this past week, Brother Cappucci, it's not completely unheard of, but when we had those 2 tropical systems, Imelda and Humberto, which are now both gone, by the way, guys. If you take a look at the current satellite, they're both gone. This hurricane, Imelda, hit the Bahamas and then basically fell apart. God, and Brother Cappucci, it's literally gone. I mean, it just completely gone today, evaporated once it got past the Bahamas. I'm pretty sure the Bahamas is pretty resilient to hurricanes and stuff like that. But have you heard of any like devastating impacts for the Bahamas? Because I have not.
No, Bahamas have been fine. I mean, they got a lot of rainfall.
Or sorry, not Bahamas. Bermuda. I always get those two confused.
Bermuda, from what I understand, got a wind gust to about 99 miles per hour. But realistically, I mean, they get direct impacts, it seems, every like 4 or 5 years, which for a postage stamp size island in the middle of the Atlantic, pretty tough
Crazy.
to get that many landfalls. And yet they always seem to get the landfalls. They're built really well. I've been there before. And you know, they got a gust to 99, but a lot of those sensors are elevated too. So it's unlikely that they really saw hurricane force winds in any downtown areas in like Hamilton or anything.
Yeah, which for them, guys, you know, it's a big deal anytime a hurricane makes landfall somewhere or impacts somewhere. But we just, you know, this was a decaying Category 2 hurricane, so still, you know, still had a pretty good punch here. But their infrastructure is just prepared for it, you know. So right now, though, we're looking at like kind of a post-tropical transition. I mean, look at this, brother Cappucci. We got, I mean, this is kind of the leftovers of Humberto. It's like super elongated. And now like the outflow from Imelda, which was Imelda, this is all one big, like, it's almost like a jet streak.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. You see the jet stream sort of dipping off to the west and then basically hitting Imelda, shearing the thing apart. For those at home, shear is a disruptive change of wind speed and direction with height. And so, yeah, just like is drawn right there, yeah, you're just basically blowing the top off the storm until the bottom fizzles. And then all that convective material, all that thunderstorm material gets blown apart and the moisture is shunted farther northeast. That's why this time of year, we often see a lot of like leftover hurricanes or the remnants being flung all the way to Iceland to the United Kingdom. Back in 1987, we first learned about something called a sting jet, which is like the wraparound stinger on the south side of some of these cyclones as they transition from tropical to non-tropical. This one, I don't think we'll have one, but it's cool to see that once in a while you do get hurricane force impacts in Europe, albeit the storms are no longer tropical by the time they reach Europe.
Thankfully, because the people, you know, if they got hit by a hurricane, I don't think they would, that wouldn't be good. But I'll say this, they do, you know, brother Cappucci, to your point, they do get a lot of the leftovers. And sometimes these storms can turn into like mega super storms that deliver, you know, really strong winds, rain, you know, sometimes that sting jet that we're talking about. And like you said, I don't think that's going to happen in this case, especially, I mean, this jet stream, look at this. It tore it apart, right? It actually allowed Melda to strengthen to a Category 2. Connor and I cashed in on that bet, cha-ching. But once you get past, you know, once you kind of get into that jet stream, that wind shear just picks up in a big way and shreds that storm apart. And now it's post-tropical, headed towards the United Kingdom. I don't think we're going to see significant impacts in the United Kingdom. Some of the models I was looking at today showed, you know, a weaker low going into our, you know, for our United Kingdom brethren. I know we have a good amount of you in the chat, but I don't think that this is going to be, you know, if I show you what's going to happen here. See how the storm kind of weakens as it goes a little bit further to the north here? And it kind of dissipates here. More like an open wave, looks like moves into United Kingdom. So, you know, some rain, some wind, but, you know, brother Cappucci, I don't think we're expecting, you know, super big impacts for our United Kingdom brethren from this system.
Yeah, it'll be like a leftover nor'easter. It won't be anything overly significant. And given that it's, you know, I don't want to say it's weakening, but it certainly is weakening. You know, when these things undergo extratropical transition, they're like an ice skater spreading out their arms. And oftentimes when you spread out your arms, sure, you get the winds fanning out over a wider area, but those max winds come down markedly. And in this case, there's just not really enough support to get a strong extratropical transition. So this thing, it will definitely be more just kind of leftovers compared to anything else. But how crazy is it, if we were to back up to earlier this week, how crazy is it to think that a hurricane literally saved the U.S. from being hit by a hurricane? Umberto was what initially pulled Imelda out to sea in that weird Fujiwara dance, like you have right there. And so because of that storm on the right, the eastern one, Umberto, we didn't have to deal with Imelda, which is wild to think that a hurricane saved us from a hurricane strike.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, because normally, guys, I mean, we're getting hit by one of these, right? Odds are that, you know, we're in peak season. There's 2 hurricanes in the Atlantic. The fact that we avoided both. Dramatic impacts from both, and all of the systems so far this year. I mean, there's been two Category 5 hurricanes in the Atlantic, which is one of the first times this has happened in a long time. And the fact that none of these systems are hitting the U.S., we're very fortunate. And if I show you, Brother Cappucci, to your point, right, we had two systems. Let me just back this up here. We've been talking about this Fujiwara effect. You guys are probably Fujiwara'd out, but we got to talk about this a little bit more because this was, I think, Tropical Storm or Hurricane Imelda, Category 1. This was Humberto here, kind of falling apart here. But Humberto pulled Imelda like a magnet and kept it away from the East Coast, from the United States. I mean, I think at one point, the center of Imelda was within a couple hundred miles of the Florida coastline, moving due north. I mean, how often do those storms, there's just not a lot of runway for that to, go out to sea. And it did. Which is insane. Absolutely insane.
The past couple times we've got some really good Fujiwara dances where like Odette and Saroja in the Indian Ocean back in 2021, and then Hillary and Irwin in the Eastern Pacific in 2017. But it's been a while since we've got a really good Fujiwara dance in the Atlantic, and we finally got one. And the craziest part too, in the satellite era, these are the closest two hurricanes have ever gotten. Of course, the satellite era for the Atlantic dates back to like 1970. We do know that, so these things got within I think 462 miles of each other, center to center, which is pretty remarkably close. Anytime you get two tropical cyclones within 900 miles, they start to interact. So these things were close. But I believe it was 1853 when reportedly we had two cyclones about 428 miles apart. That's, based on reanalysis and more importantly, ship reports. But yeah, once in a while we get two storms to be in pretty close proximity.
Now, do you think, because I was looking back on this because, of all the cases of the Fujiwara effect, this was a dramatic one. It was not the most dramatic because you had a kind of a hurricane that was falling apart, which was, Humberto. You had a hurricane that was slightly strengthening with Imelda, and they were, you had a strong hurricane, but it fell apart pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking through this satellite loop and I was kind of analyzing. I know there was some dry air Imelda was dealing with, but do you think Imelda kind of helped rip apart Humberto a little bit with some of the outflow or the dynamics or the sinking motion?
Brother.
That was one thing I was thinking about was, did Imelda contribute to Humberto's demise, or was it just, the normal kind of, okay, hurricanes getting further north, wind shear, cooler waters? That was the one question that was in my mind.
I think that's a really good point. We always say in meteorology, what goes up must come down. And that's true about so many things. In this case, Imelda had a lot of upward moving air, and that upward moving air had to sink somewhere. And, whenever we have a hurricane or a well-organized tropical system, it has outflow or exhaust, and the outflow fans away from the storm and starts to subside or sink. And in this case, it's likely that some of that subsidence, the sinking motion from Imelda, likely happened over Humberto, kind of squashing down and inhibiting Humberto's upward motion. So I'm sure that was a factor. Simultaneously, there was that cold front coming out of the northwest with the jet stream and sort of shearing it apart. So both undercutting it and trying to rip it apart. So Humberto had a lot of things working against it, which is why it fizzled and basically got absorbed by Imelda yesterday. But it's a really good point that you can't have two storms that close without one eventually impeding the other.
Yeah, and it was, guys. We talk about the Fujiwara effect. We talk about these systems because we probably aren't going to see something like this. Listen, knock on wood, because the past couple years have been insane. But we probably won't see something like this where we have back-to-back hurricanes within 500 miles for a good bit, right? You never say never, but I would be shocked if we're, especially again this year, again the next couple of years. And here was another, I don't know if you saw this, Brother Cappucci, but this was ridiculous. This was a video from inside Hurricane Imelda. Look at this. I mean, that is just, what do you call those? I guess, so that's the wind going on over top of the water. I forget if it has an official name, but I mean, you have 70, 80, 90 mile an hour wind gusts. And look at how fast the low level clouds are moving. That is insane. I mean, you guys gotta think, right? In a hurricane, you have all these clouds, all of this wind rotating around a center of low pressure, but the clouds are also moving, especially some of those low-level clouds, very fast. And it's just breathtaking to watch.
You know what always floors me in a hurricane is, and people forget this, on the outskirts of a hurricane, you're seeing sometimes cold rain processes where you have tall convective thunderclouds with a bit of hail up there that melts on the way down, and you get big raindrops. But when you get deeper into the hurricane, it's such an incredible tropical air mass that you get much smaller droplets, and the winds essentially split droplets apart and cause fragmentation, causing really little droplets. So I've been in hurricanes that have like 4 or 5 inch per hour rainfall rates, but super little droplets. And so if you're in the middle of a hurricane, it feels different. It sounds different in the windows because the air is just like, I don't know how else to describe it. The air is wet. There are so many.
It's moist. The chat loves the word moist on this channel. Right, chat? Yeah, they can't talk, but I'm sure they're going to be spamming it. All right, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy being towards the middle of a hurricane and just the rain is completely different than one would expect. And so in that case, the air is part cloud, it's part rain. It's just the atmosphere is so saturated from bottom to top in a hurricane. And that's why hurricanes are what they are.
Yeah. And it's just anytime that we can get a look inside, guys, first of all, the people that fly into these things, the hurricane hunters, they are, I mean, got to be some of the best pilots in the world to fly into a hurricane where there are winds of 70, 80, 90, 100, 150, 170, right? Like that, you have to know what you're doing. You have to plan your trajectory into those winds. You can't just fly into it and be okay, right? You've got to come at the right attack angle so, your plane's not getting blown around, right? Like, and you have to figure out what the turbulence, if there's any, mesovortices, you got to be really careful because, bad stuff can happen. And so whenever they get a view inside of a storm like this, it's just, granted, it was a weaker storm, but this is it's just ridiculous to see the wind blowing the water. You can see that at the surface. You can see then the rising air that forms those low-level clouds, the mist coming off the water too from the wind. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Cappucci, would you go into one of these planes if they asked you to?
Oh, I have before. It's amazing.
Wait, have you gone on a mission?
Yeah, I was in Hurricane Lee in 2022.
Dude, that is not fair. Oh my God.
It was awesome. And the craziest part, like, I don't get airsick. I don't get seasick. I love turbulence. And what intrigued me was there weren't many big bumps, but it was just 8 hours of little bumps. I turned yellow.
What?
I have a picture.
Bro.
I
think I've only turned yellow when I was a kid and I vomited 20 times in a row.
Oh, it was funny because I was conducting an interview and not to sound gross and not to sound graphic, but it's impossible. Even if you have a strong stomach, I didn't have anything for breakfast beforehand, but
I would be cooked.
I was still, it's just yellow bile. And, but it didn't really bother me. Like I was mid-interview and I'd be like asking questions, turn over, like dry heave, turn back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Kelsey says, of course he is. He is the man.
There's me yellow.
Oh my God. Dude, the look on your face says it all.
I was so happy. I was having a blast, but
wow.
Yeah. Oops.
Did you? Oh, you had to throw it back too. Was it used?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I did not know that it was possible to just produce yellow bile. I learned so much about, I don't know, the gastrointestinal system that day. I was still having fun though. It was a blast. And we got little inkling of stadium effect. Not a great one, but kind of like a little stadium effect in the backside.
What category was this? Remind me, which hurricane was this?
It was a 3, but it was category 3 Hurricane Lee, north of Puerto Rico. It was undergoing an eyewall replacement cycle though, so it didn't look visibly superb, but nonetheless, it was a really cool experience.
That's ridiculous. Now, I'm assuming, not everyone gets to do that, but I'm assuming, actually, I'm interested. Did they ask you? Did you go to them? How did that work? Kelsey said, of course he has. He is the man. That's right, guys. Show a lot of love, brother Cappucci in the chat. But Did they ask you? Did you go to them? How did that even work?
So my radar had been trying to get a seat on one for a while, and they said they were working behind the scenes. I'm like, okay. And so finally I saw a hurricane that I wanted to go into. And so I just reached out.
Oh, you picked the hurricane. You were like, this is the one.
Well, my radar was like, again, I love my radar. They are the best. But I don't know who they were communicating with, because they kept being like, oh, we're working on it. Like, we're working on it. We're working on it. And obviously I really
Oh, they gave you that. They were slow balling you.
So it wasn't on my right. I have no idea who they reached out to or whatever. Through the Washington Post, though, I've been, I've worked closely with the PR people for years. So I just emailed one of my contacts, and he was like, all right, you can come down tomorrow. And I was like, okay, great. It was super quick and easy, and Noah was great. I mean, their PR people are top notch. The only fly in the ointment, this was back when I was doing local TV.
I hate flies and ointments. I'll just say that right now.
So to get down to St. Croix, I had to get down on like a Sunday afternoon, and the only flights required me to leave DC at 8:59 a.m. Now I had to do the morning news that morning, and I had 2 weather reports to do, only 2. One was at 7:12 a.m. and the other was at 8:12 a.m. And so if I left the studio after my first one, I'd make my flight down to DC, rather down to St. Croix. And I was just like, can I do the other one from the airport? Like, literally, can I just, like, it'll be a great.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Throw me a bone.
I'm like, this will be phenomenal for the station. I can do a story on it, like all this stuff. We can make this work. And they said no.
Oh my gosh. Are you, and this is this a we're not going to, I'm not going to say the local state. Is it like a local station?
Yeah, I was doing news for the local station in DC. And again, they were a great station. I love them dearly. Sometimes I miss them. I don't miss my pay cut.
Of course.
But anyway.
But come on, throw me, throw them a bone. Come on.
Yeah. And so I tried everything, swapping shift with someone else. And that was good until they were suddenly like, oh, that would require someone to work 6 shifts in a week. I'm like, well, swap back on Friday. Like it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah.
And I'm sure your fellow meteorologists wanted to help you out. They were like, let me work this shift.
Oh, 100%. And, I understand management has some red tape they have to work through. And it was no. And then finally, what worked in my favor was one of the other meteorologists called in sick because they were, they had sick. I think they got COVID, and they had to completely redo the schedule for the week. And in the process, that allowed me to escape and go down for 2 days and then come back. But
wow.
Yeah.
So my radar wanted, they were kind of getting that in the works. And then you were like, this is the storm. Let's pull the trigger. And then boom, you're on the flight. Yellow, get the stadium effect. Do you want to go back? Are you like, something I got? Okay.
I want to be on every flight. If I could be in every hurricane, like even in a few weeks, I got to be in a Cat 5 on the ground, in the air. I need to be. I need that. And I need to be up close with an F5 because I've been in a Cat 4 and I've danced with an EF4. I need a 5.
You got to have a 5. Listen, I'm just going to say a hot take. We might never see an EF5 tornado again. So with the way we rate them now, we're going to, but the way we rate them now, we might never have a rated. We're going to have an EF5, in history, but it might be a long time because, what was it since when was the last EF5?
2013.
Yeah, 2013, which is insane. It's been over 13 or 12 years. And I mean, we've seen very strong tornadoes. So that's a whole nother topic. We won't get into that bag of worms. But what I do want to talk about, we will talk about that on future shows. Don't worry, especially when the weather starts to slow down here. But we got to talk about the tropics. We're going to stay on the tropics because we now, guys, our 2 tropical systems are pretty much gone, right? Imelda, Humberto, chalked, gone, out of here, going to the United Kingdom to get some tea and crumpets. But we've got 2 more areas now that we've highlighted. The National Hurricane Center have highlighted. It's kind of this leftover boundary in Florida. It's got, I think last time I checked, it was a 10% chance, a little bit of a 10% chance. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, we are, but it's a slim one, right? And because it's going to be moving over Florida, right now it primarily looks like a rainmaker. Would you agree, Brother Cappucci? Have you seen anything that would say differently?
I fully agree. I think that a little low will form near or just west of the Bahamas come Friday night to Saturday morning. And with this stalled moisture boundary draped overhead, that low is going to propagate northwest along that front. And I think Saturday into Sunday will really be the time frame when with that upper level low passing overhead. Looks a little far out. I'm thinking like
This is the Euro right now, so maybe the Euro doesn't show. The Euro probably doesn't show anything.
Yeah, the GFS showed it pretty well.
Okay, let me show you.
GFS is a little more bullish, and surprisingly, the NAM too. So I think like Saturday into Sunday, we'll have just a little swirl of torrential downpours working right overhead. Oh, yep, there it is.
Yep, there it is. See that little that little peak right in there, or whoops, here, let me that little kind of little bit of a low right in there with some winds over there. I mean, guys, this is what we're talking about, right? We're not talking about like a hurricane, is going to form over the weekend over top of Florida, right? But it's this low right in here, which is going to bring some increased rain chances, increased tropical moisture, and there is a chance once this thing gets into the open waters of the Gulf here, it could do something, right? But the GFS very weak, 1,010 millibar low. That's not even a tropical depression. So, but it is. I mean, anytime you get a signal like this, Brother Cappucci, this time of year, you've got to at least pay attention to it, right?
Oh yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. 40-mile-an-hour winds are nothing in Florida. So regardless of whether or not it gets a name, it's not going to matter either way. The main impact here is heavy rainfall. And for example, the NAM, so for the folks at home, that's one of our high resolution models. The NAM suggests we could have 10 to 15 inches in a few locales on the southeast part of Florida, which, is a little bit worrisome. It might be a bit of an exaggeration, but we still have to really watch that. So it looks like this run isn't quite as, I guess that's through only Sunday. Yeah, the 18th.
Let me do the regular one. Let's go to 18Z. Let's see what it says. I mean, there are some big totals in the open waters of the Gulf right now. I mean, guys, the point is
the 3K
let's go 3K. Let's see what the 3K says. Also, are we still getting rid of this? Are we still getting rid of the NAM? Is that going to happen?
I think so.
That's kind of depressing. The brother NAM, like, I'm going to miss it. And I don't know what I'm going to use instead. Because the NAM kind of fills that gap of like, okay, you've got the European, you've got the GFS, which is like the longer range, lower resolution. But then there's like that 1 to 3 day time where like I need some higher resolution stuff, right? But the HRRR is not it's too far out of range for that. Like 2 to 3 days out, I need something. So it's a little concerning that we're getting rid of that NAM model eventually. I think we're going to retire it, but. Regardless,
Rufus is coming.
Wait, really? There's a new one coming?
Yeah, I think Rufus is replacing it.
Rufus?
Good old Rufus.
I don't know if I've heard of that. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to do some research on that.
What if you take the 18Z out to like, does it go to Monday? I mean, that only goes to Sunday early morning. Sunday's when we get the bulk of the rainfall over Florida.
Let's try. This is not 3K. This is the regular. This goes out to Monday evening. But I mean, I think regardless, let me check the GFS because maybe the GFS has some more. The GFS has, I mean, along the east coast of Florida, interesting. Along the east coast of Florida, it has several inches of rain, which I think makes sense because if your low is going to move across the state of Florida, you're going to have onshore flow pumping moisture for days along the east coast of Florida. And then you're also going to have tropical moisture kind of wrapping around and eventually pushing stuff onshore there. So I think regardless, guys, what we're trying to say here is there's going to be a lot of rain, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of rain for the southeast. Nothing that's, I haven't seen anything that's like, okay, record breaking, disastrous, but a couple, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. That's a good clip in a couple of days here. So most likely a drenching weekend with a low chance of something developing. But once again, unless this thing were to take a hard left turn and push into the open waters of the Gulf, which it's not going to do, I don't think we're going to have to necessarily be too concerned, but we always got to watch it this time of year. Now, what has my interest a little bit more, Brother Cappucci, is this, let me just go to the ensembles here and show everyone. This is weathernerds.com. Do you use weathernerds.com? I love these spaghetti plots. Big time. But here, if we step this ahead, guys, this is what we're a little bit concerned about is this signal right in here. This is right in the main development region. And all of these lows, look how tightly clustered these are, right? I don't think these are very strong. A lot of these members aren't super strong, but anytime we get a signal like this we're a little bit past the peak of hurricane season, but I mean, what is concerning me here, Brother Cappucci, is the fact that it's so far south.
And if it stays weaker for longer, then it will continue drifting farther west and potentially end up in the Caribbean. And so that's what I'm worried about. Like if it does stay weaker for longer, this is almost one of those times where you want it to be stronger faster, because then it'd be a little taller and it'd be like you're a sailboat hoisting your sails. You'd catch the wind, you'd pull the thing north out to sea. So we want it stronger in the short term, because if it stays weaker, it won't catch the wind. It'll just keep surfing the trade winds almost due west or a little bit north of due west and wind up in the Caribbean and then be an us issue potentially. And by us, I mean Caribbean, Gulf broadly in about 10 days.
Yep, exactly. And I'm kind of drawing on here the potential, some of the spread in the models right now. And if it were to take that track, right, if this is kind of our jump off point, guys, I can't tell you how many hurricanes in the past couple of years that have taken this similar track, right? Irma, not Ian, because I think Ian actually came from the Pacific. Sorry, that was Milton. That was Milton that took that track. But
Yep.
There are so many hurricanes that we can remember that start, that kind of form around the Lesser Antilles. And when it's this far south, all the hurricanes that we've been looking at have been up here, right? And they've recurved towards the Bahamas, or they've, recurved and moved up here, but stayed away mostly from the United States. Right now, Brother Cappucci, this is, I think, the one to watch.
I'd say so. People let their guard down in October. History tells us time and time again we shouldn't. October is that time of year when we get these homegrown storms. Usually the main development region shuts down. In this case, it's not shutting down yet. We also have something called a convectively coupled Kelvin wave. Sounds like a mouthful, but basically a big batch of rising air that will pass over the Atlantic and make it easier for storms to form. And so that's why the back end of the season could be a little bit extra heavy, if that makes sense. The other thing I'd say too, regardless of what happens with this system, I'm a little bit worried about the Central American gyre. That's sort of a broad, diffuse whirlpool. Yeah, exactly where we're drawn right there. This broad, diffuse area of spin, and it's kind of on the Pacific side and kind of on the Atlantic side, and sometimes we can sort of pinch out a more concentrated lobes of vorticity or a spin and use that to get a storm. And so that's sort of how Milton formed last year. We've seen a number of storms form that way, and there's nothing imminent yet with the Central American gyre, but I do think towards the middle of the month we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you can see, on this ensemble, this is the European ensemble, they're already, some of the members are picking up, notice these lows down here. They're weak, and it's, not a strong signal, but there is that signal nonetheless. And so this is going to be, we're still going to have to watch the main development region. To Brother Cappucci's point here, there are still going to be systems that push off, and we are going to have to watch. And this is the next one right there. But as we get later and later into the season, a lot of our tropical threats are going to move to be spawning out of, this region, right? Like down in the, Caribbean, down in the Gulf. And that's where we're going to have to shift our focus to. So our Gulf brethren, for those that are along the Gulf Coast here, from, Florida all the way through Texas, we've had a ridiculously slow start, not necessarily to hurricane season. We've still had plenty of hurricane energy. We've had 2 Category 5 hurricanes form, but we've had none. We've had no hurricane landfalls yet in 2025, and we aren't going to have any at least for the next week. Beyond then, we've got 2 more systems that we got to watch, and it's going to be interesting. If we take a look at our hurricane season so far, I think we talked a little bit about this on the last show, but can you remember, Brother Cappucci, can you remember a hurricane season like this where it's been basically all or nothing until Imelda, but it was basically either tropical storm or Category 4 or 5 hurricane?
It's been wild. Like, we haven't had any storms peak that haven't been either top tier majors or, little pipsqueaks. And obviously, like, we can't attribute a single season to climate change, but we do think in the future we'll see more of these all or nothing seasons where, it might be tougher to get storms going, but once you do, they sort of run to the roof. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we see more seasons like this in the future. I'm gonna.
Are there people researching that? Because I really should read that kind of stuff, because that is something I was like interested in. It's like, think about the past couple of years, right? We've had these all or nothing storms, Milton, Ian, where they just, Michael, I guess in 2018, but like that have just blown up to Category 5 strength. And sometimes they make landfall as not a Category 5, but at their peak they became a Category 5. And before the late 2010s to early 2020s, we hadn't had a lot of that. We had more of the middle of the range pack hurricanes with some tropical storms, as well as some strong hurricanes as well. But it's just the past couple of years, it's just been, there's another Category 5 hurricane. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're also a little worried too, because storms in the future will likely be wetter, because a warmer atmosphere is a wetter atmosphere, and a little extra temperature change during a hurricane leads to a lot more moisture in the air, and so storms might be 15, even 20% wetter, slightly stronger winds, and they'll be slower moving and more prone to rapid intensification. So the fingerprints are there. I do have to run just because my tutoring starts at 7 Eastern, but
Brother Cappucci,
I will see you
guys,
soon.
Let's give a lot of love to Brother Cappucci in the chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. Go have fun in tutoring.
Always a pleasure. Bye, y'all.
Peace. Oh my, it's just us, chat. Oh. W's in chat for Brother Cappucci. I think Brother Connor might join too. Guys, when Connor joins, do you guys know it's Connor's birthday, by the way? Connor Croft. I think he's going to join us at some point. It's his birthday. When he comes, guys, here's when he comes to the show, any super chats that we get, we're going to give him as a birthday present. So, you don't have to donate, but if you do want to contribute to the Croft Birthday Fund, wait till he gets here and then do it when we're singing happy birthday. We're going to sing him happy birthday, okay? And I want to see the chat explode when he gets here. But I think he'll be joining us sometime in the next hour here. Regardless, we're going to keep having fun here. Chat, how are you doing today? Let's do a chat check-in right now. Let's see how you're doing. Tell me one word. Oh, my goodness. Got to link the live stream chat here. Oh. There we go. Now we're cooking. Chat, one word. Tell me how you're doing. Let's see. We got checking in right now. Yeah, it's the birthday of Tornado Daddy. Do a chat check-in. We got the regulars here, guys. The regulars are representing strong. We got Mona checking in. Cloudy doing amazing. Oh, yeah, we love that, Cloudy. Sarah checking in. Robin. Amanda Bahama. She says she's amazing. Steph got a big promotion at work this week. Let's go. Oh, my gosh. Bryn is stressed. Well, hopefully we can help alleviate some of that stress. Whitney says overrated. Today, Mama G, apparently it's her dog's birthday. Happy birthday to Mama G's dog. I'm beavered. Corey, I don't even know what that means. My chat screen is chalked. Trizzy Trey. I like that name. Wait, bro. Sarah is driving? Sarah, I'm just going to be honest. If you're driving, you probably should put down the phone. I appreciate you being here, but be safe. That's the number one thing. Be safe. Buffed and Puff says good. Oh, my goodness. We got Mandy, Stonewolf. Oh, waiting on the cool weather to arrive in Texas. That's right. Me too. Jan checking in. Andrea checking in. We got the regulars checking in a big way. Oh, no. Brother Christopher got evicted. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Brother Christopher. It's never good. The eviction is never good. Oh, my goodness. Weddings take forever. That's right, chat. We're going to keep checking into the chat. Let's go back. Got a couple more things I want to show you guys in weather. So, we talked about the tropics, right? This is the long-range forecasts for the tropics, for our tropical brethren. And if you take a look, over the next week, I'm really looking at significant. That's significant threats. Here is the tropical threat that we outlined with Brother Cappucci just a second ago. This is that main development region, right? So when you hear us talk about MDR, main development region, it's like right in here. The reason why they call that the main development region is because you have a lot of tropical waves that move off Africa. And this is where a lot of them develop into hurricanes, tropical storms, low pressure systems that we have to watch. That's why they call that region, it's the MDR, right? So this is the MDR, the main development region. So anytime you hear that acronym, that's what we're talking about. But this is going to move into the MDR, potentially form from there. None of the models are bullish just yet. They're not saying hurricane, the alarm bells we're not even close to that. But it's something we got to watch because this thing could go like this. It could go like this. It could also go like this, right? I mean, that's door number 3, my lord. That's what we've seen this whole year, right? You had Aaron, you had Humberto, even Imelda took a similar track to door number 3. Imelda was probably more like this, but all of those are at play. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to be honest. I would not be surprised if this thing does go up to C2 because this whole year, they've done that. That's right. It's the evening hour. We got Chalky, Brother Lamont, check it in the chat. We got all the regulars. Check it in. But, guys, here's what has my attention a little bit. Look at this. Week 3, right here. This is the third week of October here. This is down here in this gyre. I love the word gyre. Do you guys like the word gyre, chat? Gyre. Gyre. Yikes. Nope. Wrong button. We just lost 3 people. They were like, I didn't like how he said gyre. But we got to watch. We got to watch that region, guys, for something to develop. There's been a lot of bad news storms. We just lost 5 people. Like, I'm out. We just lost, or you could have, a storm that forms here. There's been a lot of bad storms. Milton formed here and then took up this tract of Florida. You've had many storms form here and then move. And once a storm forms here, normally it moves towards the U.S., right? There's not a lot of outcomes here where if something were to form in the Caribbean or the Bay of Campeche down there, the U.S. is probably going to get hit. So that's what we're going to have to watch going into the third week of October. There's nothing that's set in stone just yet, nothing that I'm worried about, but we got to watch, right? And anytime there's anything, tropical season, we still got several more weeks before this thing wraps up. So far, we lucked out. Who knows if it will? Who knows if we will, though? Right now, I like our chances. But if 2025 is anything like the past couple of years, we're probably going to have a backloaded hurricane season. Now, whether one of those hurricanes hits or not, that's the big question. And that's what we're talking about today. Chat, let me know from you right now. Do you think, in chat, we're going to get anything late season? Do you think there's going to be any late season storms that we got to worry about? That's what I want to hear from you right now. Let's just go through the models here. Let's check and see what they say. Let's check the GFS here. Let's see what it's saying. The other thing we're kind of watching at right here, guys, there's a couple of systems in the Pacific, our Pacific brethren, dealing with wow. The GFS has a very strong Category 2+ hurricane developing right off the Baja Peninsula next week. So our Pacific brethren, big time pickup in activity. A little bit of a Fujiwara effect here too. Look at that. Fujiwara effect in action. That's cool. Okay, let's check late week. This is the GFS. Wow, you got the whole world on this? This is so cool. Guys, this is weather front. You can literally look at the whole world of pressure. That's so cool. That's down here. This is down here like in Antarctica. That's crazy. I got to find, where's the U.S.? There it is. Okay. So here is that tropical wave that we're watching coming through the MDR, the main development region. Let's see if the GFS has anything. Okay, they have something blowing up at the Bahamas. Once again, that's GFS. Take that with a grain of salt. Wow. Okay, this would be insane. The GFS has a repeat of what we saw last week, where you had, this is insane. This almost seems like deja vu here, where they had a stronger storm. This would have been Humberto last week, and then a weaker storm form here, and then they both move out to sea like this. Probably not going to happen, but that's kind of hilarious if we ran this back. But watch this, guys. I bet the Euro's not going to have this. Wait, actually, the Euro does have two systems here. They got one here, one here. Interesting. Wow. So this would be concerning, guys, if this is one Model 2, but if the Euro, that's a strong hurricane. I mean, guys, that's Cat 2 plus, 966 millibars. Granted, this is hour 258. So, chat, we're not taking to the bank just yet. Watching that Baja development like a hawk for the Southwest. That's right, Tornado Fanatic. Are you? Yeah, there could be some impacts from that for sure, bro. I love that picture. Those glasses, money. But our Pacific brethren definitely, potentially. I mean, this is the Euro. Also has a hurricane moving just west of the Baja Peninsula. So there could definitely be some impacts here for our Southwest brethren into Mexico and in parts of the Baja Peninsula. Yeah, he's watching like a hawk. I love that. Sean. Got Chaser Sean checking in the chat. That's right, monsoon madness. But all eyes are still on the Atlantic here. And we're going to have to watch this system because look at this. It takes a dive into Puerto Rico, I believe. No, that's the Dominican Republic. And then my guess is it's going to move into the Caribbean here, that would not be good. Yep. Wow, look at that. Okay, so that has my eyes, guys. This is not going to happen, okay? You got to take this with a grain of salt. I do not want to see you post this on social media, okay? Because this will not happen like this. But this illustrates the potential of this next system if it stays south, right? So once it gets to the Lesser Antilles, this will be the decision point right here, where it's either going to swing out like this and follow the same track that all the other systems have. Let's get a different color here so you guys can see this. Let's do green today. There we go. Now we can see it. It's either going to take a path like this, similar to a lot of what we had this year, or it's going to go like this. Kind of meander through here, take some sort of track through here, and then eventually it's going to move into the Gulf. Oh, fantasy football. Gotta set my lineup. That's right. Football kicks off soon. But if it takes this track, if it takes this track, we've got problems here, right? If it takes this track, we're good. You know, if it's meandering west and it's weaker, that's a problem. So we're gonna have to watch this. Got a long ways to go. You know, this is like into the middle of October. So what is this day? This is October 10th, guys. And it's not even, by the time we get to October 8th through 10th, that's when we're going to have to start monitoring this storm very closely. In the meantime, bye, Will. Brother Will. W's in chat. Brother Will, thank you for being here. W's in chat. Let's go. We got the regulars checking in. The regulars are holding down the fort. If it is your first time, let me know in chat right now. If it's your first time here, make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. We do this all the time. We've also got a podcast. We've also got all this other great stuff. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash it. And I don't know what I was going to say. But welcome. If it's your first time, let me know. Wow. We got Brother Chappie. Chappie, it's not your first time, okay? And you're always posting beaver emojis. Maybe you're the beaver boy. Chappie, bro, get Connor on. What are we doing here? We gotta sing Connor happy birthday. Wait, did I even send him the link? Okay, he'll be joining. He might have forgot. Chappie, aren't you supposed to have like connections with Connor? Get him on. Oh, Chappie, we might need to demote you. We can't even do a members only stream. His mom tried. Oh no. That's not good. Jen, welcome. You know the great thing, Jen, about this channel? I will answer every question that I see because we're a little bit smaller. It's like when you choose a small business over one of the big guys. You can get more personalized time and I can answer your questions. So if you have any weather questions, let me know in chat. If you have any questions about life, let me know in chat. Might not be able to help you out there because, life is kind of chalked. But let me know. Welcome to the family. We're one big family here, the Storefront Freaks Network. So thank you for joining us. And by the way, I know I don't seem like it. I'm actually a degreed meteorologist, which is kind of insane to think about. I went to college, graduated. Surprisingly, I got straight A's, except for in art. I failed art. As you can see, I don't like to, I try to draw on here, but it's stick figures. But I did get straight A's other than art. But we're looking at the models right now, and we are, kind of looking at this tropical threat that we're going to have to watch into the middle of October. Here's the GFS. GFS also shows something similar. Anytime you see the main deterministic models agreeing, it's time to start paying attention, right? So the GFS also says something tropical is going to be here around the Lesser Antilles around October 10th. So we're going to have to watch this going into the middle of October. That's right. Good vibe. Good. Wait, what happened to Chappie's wife? Chappie, what's wrong? Oh, gosh. Chappie's wife has surgery tomorrow. I'm going to say a quick prayer for Chappie's wife. Father, I pray you'd be with Chappie's wife. Please let the surgery go well. The surgeon that's working on it, please give him the confidence and the knowledge to be able to do it correctly. Father, please bless Chappie's wife. Help her get through this safely. Help the surgery go correctly, well. Help her come on the other side, better than ever. Father, in your holy name I pray. Amen. Boom. That's right, Chappie. Let's go. Good luck to Chappie's wife tomorrow going through surgery. We love that. Or we don't love the surgery part, but got the prayers on your side, brother. So, that's the GFS. Let me take a look at the AI, the Euro AI model, because the AI models, guys, have been actually doing surprisingly well so far this year. Okay. AI model shows nothing. I think, yeah. The AI models, it does show this right here. Here's our wave. But it does not show it developing into anything substantial here. Look at that. There's your wave. Does not have it developing into anything substantial. And then it has it moving north, taking a similar path to Imelda. We got you, Chappie. We got you, brother Chappie. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at something else here. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at the AI ensembles. Because these would be good little. Google DeepMind did a pretty good job with the past couple of storms here. Let's just take a look, see what it shows. This is the ensemble. This is the Google DeepMind model. It's an AI-driven model. Also, look at this. See how it's showing that? It shows the signal. Let's see where this thing goes. Okay. Pretty big spread there. Let's watch it again. This hurricane season could be really chalked. I agree, Christine. Someone asked, Brady, has ex-Hurricane Humberto chalked my TV and Wi-Fi? Yes. Ex-Hurricane Humberto is completely chalking TV and Wi-Fi everywhere. I don't even know what that means. But here is the Google DeepMind. Let's just go to the last frame here. So there's a couple members of it. Look at this. See this? 936, 978, 988, 997, 950 right there, 972. Those are hurricanes. So, but then there's also some like 1005, 1007, 1000. Those are tropical storms, maybe tropical depressions, right? 998, it's probably a tropical depression. So what I'm seeing here is the majority of the weaker solutions are on the western and southern side. And then, although there's a couple of weak ones on the northern side too, but then the stronger ones are on the northern side. So it seems like there's two kind of main scenarios emerging. You have a weaker system, just like Brother Cappucci was saying. The weaker system stays further south, right? You have your Bermuda high out here that will tend to, any of the stronger storms, it wants to pull it north, right? Any of the weaker storms, the influence isn't as much from the high, and so the weaker storms can kind of meander a little bit further south. So we get a stronger storm, more likely it's going to recurve. If we get a weaker storm right here, more likely going to meander here. And then once it meanders into the Caribbean, guys, or into the Gulf, the waters are stupid warm. And we've had basically no systems so far this year that have, disturbed that water. So if we look at the sea surface temperatures, yikes, that's not the U.S. Yikes. Look at the Gulf. And let's get a better view. Let's go to Caribbean. There we go. Look at this. Those waters are some of the warmest waters in the world. Now, you did have some upwelling actually take place here, where we had these two tropical storms. So if we go back, watch this a couple of days ago. Yeah, look at that. Look at how warm those waters were. Like, this is the beginning of August. This is going through, now this is in September. And look at that. That just in the past week or two, these waters up here, look at that, in the Gulf, in the Atlantic. This is all from those two hurricanes that we had that have, upwelled. A lot of that heat energy has been absorbed into the storms, and they're still capable of producing hurricanes there. Still warm enough, but definitely not as warm as they were. But down here in the Gulf, this water has been untouched all year, thankfully. But they're very warm. They're very warm. Is Largo, Florida, Amanda, Bahama. And guys, all caps is allowed on the stream. If you want to yell into the chat, do it. Because I'm constantly yelling. That's right, Erica. We should never drop our guard down here in the Gulf. Hold on, text me a comment. Oh! Steph, can you do a mini forecast / predict for the storm in UK? Absolutely, Amy. For Amy, UK. Absolutely, Steph. For Amy, UK. I'll have to look up where that is. I'll look up where that is. And just W's in chat for Steph. Massive W's. Oh, it's Monkey and Chill. It's Steven. Bro, brother Steven. Bro, I don't know if you saw Brother Steven, but your video, your message made it into the intro. You're now officially into the intro. But regardless, guys, very warm ocean temperatures here for the Caribbean and the Gulf. So we're just going to have to watch the next couple of weeks here. Once we get into November, the later we get, second, third week in November, let's look at tropical systems, but big time decrease in activity. All right, let's look up Amy. Amy, United Kingdom. Guys, if you ever do want to get a personalized forecast, do what Amy did. Do a super chat. And then I will give you a personalized weather forecast for whatever you want. The reason why I got to do that is just, so we don't have too many. Let's just check Amy, United Kingdom. I don't actually know where that is. Let's just see. Let's pull up my weather app now. Oh yeah. Amy. Wait, Amy is the name of the storm. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot that they named storms over there. Who is that? The European Weather Agency that does that? Because now, I think that was Humberto. That's now named Amy. No. Hold on. So I think now, is this, guys, I'm pretty sure this is Imelda that's now named Amy, I believe. Or is it this one up here? Hold on. Let me look it up. Actually, don't know. Bro, what? I just looked up Amy, United Kingdom, and it came up with someone who won a gold medal. Okay. Friday and Saturday. Okay, this is Amy, guys. Right here. So, interestingly enough, we've been looking at Imelda. This is the leftovers of Imelda. That is not Amy. This is actually, this is Humberto right there. The leftovers of Humberto. That's, I think, what Amy is. So I think this is Amy that's going to hit the United Kingdom. Yeah, look at that, guys. Wow. Friday into Saturday. So this is the leftovers. Amy is the leftovers of Humberto. And a couple of things that I notice here. Very strong front moving in here. Could get some storms along that front, potentially. The further south you go, maybe into Spain, into Portugal, into France. Maybe some severe weather down there. But look at this, guys. Very strong. 956. Right? And you heard Brother Cappucci talk about that Sting jet. There it is. Right? We're talking about winds gusting, especially north in Ireland? Wait a second. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong here. I don't know my United Kingdom countries very well. This is the United Kingdom. This is Ireland. And then this is Scotland. Scotland! UK is chalked, Casey. I would agree with that. Our United Kingdom brother band. Wow, that is why my broadband is down. How many people do we have in the United Kingdom in this chat? This is crazy. New poll. Wow. Bro, Fuzzy's gone. We got no mods. Oh my. New poll coming in hot. Bro, we just have people in chat spamming beaver emojis. Bro, what? Why is this poll not working? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do this poll right now. What the? Bro, it won't let me take this emoji out. I had to put the beaver emoji in there. It wouldn't let me take it out. All right, vote now. Bro, Fuzzy, bro, as soon as Fuzzy leaves, this chat just goes off the rails. Bro, what is going on? Chat. I'll play the lock-in emoji. I'll do it. I'll play the lock-in video. If I see, bro. You know what, chat? All right, bro, that's it. You guys need to lock in. You guys need to lock the F in. You guys made me do this.
Shh, it's
You
coming.
made me do this. Lock in, chat.
You hear it?
Uh-oh.
It's almost
As soon as
time.
Fuzzy leaves, it just turns to
Look at the
insanity.
clock. It's ticking.
In audio.
Each, every one of you. It's time to lock in. I want you to grab the bar above your head. Pull it down. Strap yourself in and get ready to roll because it is time to lock in. Come on. Let's go. Oh yeah. Let me hear the chat. The time is now! Let's roll!
Lock in, chat.
Time to go! Lock in now!
Chat, lock in. Okay? Lock in. Gah! Okay. Back to our forecast here. This chat is chalked. Bro, as soon as Fuzzy leaves, it's like the lid just comes off and people are like, "Oh, I can't be your mod. I can't mod the chat. I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how they do what they do. This is insane. We've never had 0 mods in chat. This is insane. The chat is it's like they've broken out of jail and there's no people guarding the gates now. It's a jailbreak. All right. This is Amy right here. Sting Jet. I can see that video did nothing. The video literally did nothing. It just made you more rambunctious. But anyway, for our United Kingdom brethren, the further north you live, the stronger the winds. So if you're up here in Edinburgh, that's Scotland. If you're up here in Scotland, our Scottish brothers and sisters are going to be impacted the worst by this tropical system. Down here in, how do you do an Irish accent? Oi, I'm Irish. All Irish brethren going to be drinking Guinness and still going to get some strong winds here. They'll get strong winds on Friday morning, going into Friday afternoon, and then going into Friday evening and Saturday night. That's when the strongest winds will come up and hit the Scottish. I keep getting them confused. Dublin, Ireland. Okay. Our United Kingdom brethren? They'll get some winds later into the weekend, going into Saturday into Sunday. So strongest winds going to be here and here. Our United Kingdom brethren? They'll get some. Let's take a look at the rain here. That's what I'm interested by. Let's take a look. Yeah, there could be actually some embedded storms. Wait. Oh yeah, here it is. Friday night, there's going to be some big time rain, especially the north of this low. And then there'll be that front. Look at this front. It'll be dragged all the way down back in the Atlantic. And there could be some embedded storms in that line, potentially. Especially, in France. Look at this. Look on Saturday here. Friday night into Saturday. That's when we're going to have this. Look at that. Is that snow? Wow. Snow up here in Finland. Finland! And then back down into France. Maybe some severe weather. Probably not. Aussie, bro. The mods are gone. There's no mods. Someone must have tied the mods up. So the chat is letting out all of their unhinged comments. And they're all the emojis are coming out of the closet here. Who knows what's going on? Look at that. I don't even know how to stop what Kevin just did. And the stream elements, it's just chalked. Stream elements, the only mod I see. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's your forecast for our United Kingdom brethren. Hopefully I helped. If you have any other questions about the United Kingdom, but that's Amy. Amy is the leftovers of Humberto. Oh, Mama G's here. Okay, we're good. Okay. Guys, we talked about the tropics. Let me show you something else. It's cool. Checking on the severe weather. Nothing. We're quiet. Shh. We're so quiet right now. We have to whisper for the rest of the show. Oh my. Shh. We're so quiet. There's no severe weather right now. This is Friday. Nothing. Meh. Maybe some. Saturday. Wait. Marginal at best. Or Minnesota, South Dakota, brethren. Marginal. Could get some marginal severe storms. But, at least for right now, guys, I'm not worried about any severe weather. Take a look at the satellite here. Let's take a look at the U.S. See if we got anything going on right there, right now. Wow, pretty dry right now. A lot of mid-level dry air over top of a lot of the country. Even down in Florida. Looks like we do some storms off the Florida West. Are you kidding me? There's some, looks like there's some juicy storms off the east coast or the west coast of Florida here. This is normally where when I go to Florida, guys, when you see me post videos, I'm like down in here. That's probably some sunset storms. I can guarantee you that sunset was nuts. It's probably the best sunsets have a little clouds in them. Might be a little bit of a conflicting opinion here, but the best sunsets always have clouds. Just my opinion here. But guys, here's the other big story. Look, there it is. Fall, look at the headline. Fall is here. Summer is holding on. Wait, what was the headline? I think it was fall is chalked. Wait. Texting Connor. He might be asleep. Trying to get Connor on so we can sing him happy birthday. And then we're going to do a donation freeze.
Kevin Seaford super chatted $20. Best weather guy ever.
Boom! Kevin! Coming in hot! Gotta find the button. With the 20 bomb! Kevin! He said, best weather guy ever. No! You're the best. Oh, yeah. Boom. Kevin, coming in hot. Let's get those W's rolling in the chat. I want to see him fly, okay? Let's see him fly. Huge donation. Massive donation. You're too kind, Kevin. You're too kind. Chat, who is wow. Okay, I'm ending that poll. We got 9% that say they're United Kingdom brethren. 54% just voted for the beaver emoji. That's chalked. New poll. Are you excited about these warm temperatures? Because, guys, look at this. Fall is cooked. Fall is chalked, guys. Above average temperatures are going to hang around in much of the eastern United States, especially down in the south, for the second and third week of fall. Guys, we're officially into October, okay? Fall has begun meteorologically and seasonally. So we should be going downhill. But we're not. We are still cooking. I mean, it's been weeks now that we've been above average. And now, I will say this, guys. We're going to eventually flip. It's going to flip the opposite direction, and we're probably going to have a miserable November. That's how it works. I always say this. You always remember this, guys. Weather is the ultimate evening out device. I don't even know weather is the ultimate balance. It's the ultimate scale balancer, right? So if you have a couple of months, a couple of weeks, a couple of days of above average temperatures, you're going to have a couple of months, a couple of weeks, a couple of days of below average temperatures. That's how weather works. Like eventually it will even out. There are trends in the long term where, okay, maybe it's been a little bit warmer than normal, but for the most part, that trend line holds. So I'm telling you, it might not be the next week. It might not be the next 2 weeks. We will see wildly cold temperatures at some point. And they're going to be cold, way colder than normal. This map will be blue at some point. I promise you. The problem is, if we wait until November for this thing to turn blue, instead of, 60s and 70s, we're going to be talking about 30s. Because if this map is blue in November, much of the U.S. is already, like if you're in November, if you're north of this line, your average temperature is like 50, maybe 40. And so if it's blue, now instead of 50, we're talking about 30, 20, probably not 10. But that's what the problem is, guys. Fall, I'm telling you, this is why I'm saying fall is chalked. Because by the time we get to, because right now this is still like summer, like, not 90s, but for much of the country, we're still in like weak summer like vibes. But fall is like, okay, 70s and 60s. We might skip over that for a lot of the country and go right to 30s. Just saying. Do I have a temperature remote in the Cat 5 studio? No. Kelsey said, you shut your mouth. Listen, Kelsey, my point is we might skip over the best part of fall, which is like the 70-degree sunny temperatures. The Northeast is getting in on that action, but our, Southern brethren, no, we're not. I mean, look at this. Let me show you. Wow. That's a bold move, Carl. The last game at the Horseshoe in November, I'm sorry, you're probably going to be cooked. I've gone to that game a couple of times, and almost always it's just miserable. Okay, what was I going to do? Temperature. Where? Guys, if it's your first time right now, as part of this show, check it in chat. Let me know you're here. The lovely people in chat will greet you. Greet you. What is greep? Greet. I don't know what greep is, guys. They will greet you. We will say hi. And if you are here for the first time, make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And come say hi to us in the chat. Okay, let me take a look at the anomaly here. Gosh, I've got to blow my nose. While I do that, I'm going to play a quick commercial for our podcast. Guys, if some of you didn't hear, by the way, it was a sad day. It was a momentous day, but it was a sad day. Because why is this not showing up? Okay. Because we announced that we're actually ending the podcast for now. We are pausing or ending the podcast for now. Phil founded this group way back in the day, the Stormfront Freaks. And we are all now so close to one another. And a lot of you have joined us, along the journey. Some of you joined later than others. But we've been doing a podcast here on this channel for 10 years, right? We just started kind of branching out into forecasting here in the past year, but this has been a mainstay in the weather community, the Stormfront Freak podcast, and we have had almost every one of the biggest names in weather, from Jim Cantori to Mike Bettis to Josh Morgerman to Reed Timmer to basically every storm chaser in the world. And many of the guys you see on TV, we've had Ryan, we've had Max, we've had all the biggest names in weather. And, we kind of taught, we peaked. We literally interviewed Phil somehow was able to get all these people on the show over the years. And it was unbelievable. And we got the biggest and best names in weather. Until there's a new generation, we don't have anyone else to interview because we've literally had everyone. And that was in huge part to Phil and MJ and all their hard work. So a lot of love to them for what they built because it's special. And they got a lot of love on Twitter. Make sure you go over there and show Phil a lot of love on the Stormfront Freak account because it's cool. Now we're going to still continue to do stuff here, but we have 2 more podcasts coming up here. And we're going to go out with an absolute bang. We're going to have James Spann on the 9th of October. So right around when that tropical system that we're watching, we're going to have him on the show. And you're not going to want to miss this, okay? I'm telling you, you're just not. And then on the 23rd, we also have our last show ever for the podcast. So both of those, mark your calendar. It's a Thursday night, October 9th, and then Thursday night, October 23rd are our last 2 shows ever. Now, I will still continue to go live with the Big Weather Show and Outbreak and do my forecasts, but the podcast side of it, we're ending. So make sure to be there and just show a lot of love during those shows because it'll be, especially the last one, it'll probably be a little emotional. Who knows? Probably going to have people cry. But make sure you're there. Mark your calendars. Yeah. Yeah, the podcast is ending. I'll still be here doing weather stuff like this show and more. And Phil will still be doing stuff from time to time. He'll still be coming on this show from time to time. So that's the good news. But it will be a sad day. And I'm going to play a commercial for our podcast while I quickly blow my nose. I'll be back in a minute.
Hello, everyone. This is Pecos Hank Shima, and you're listening to Stormfront Freaks Podcast.
And again, I'm telling you, when tornadoes start flying, they'll find you.
You know, I really don't like severe weather.
Really?
Yeah, it's high stress. People die. You know, and so it's not a lot of fun in that respect.
No better way to truly understand and communicate the weather that you're forecasting than to experience it.
I'm like, we got to go live. We got to go live. It's coming in. It's coming in. So we were I think that was one of the earliest times we've been on the air live.
Well, the rental car stuff was a long story.
But that was a lot of fun with Phil and the gang. They do a great job over there.
The Stormfront Freaks Podcast, baby. It's the best in the world. Jump back.
Him laughing is funnier than anything.
I don't understand what happened. I really don't.
That's right, guys. That's the podcast, and it's awesome. So make sure you be there. We're going to have an epic time. Also, make sure you check out Serena's shorts over on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these, but if you take a look on the main YouTube page, we got any live videos first, and then we've got the forecast discussions. I actually need to put one out. I haven't put one out in a good bit. I need to put one out. I know, people. But shorts, we've got Serena's shorts. Make sure you watch those. I'm telling you guys, the shorts she uploads to YouTube, she also puts them on TikTok. Guys, she has over 100,000 followers on TikTok. So she's a big deal. The fact that we get her shorts here on YouTube is amazing. So make sure you always go watch and give her shorts a lot of love. You do have a playlist just for her too. Weather Education by Serena. So give her a lot of love. Because she's kind of a big deal. She is a big deal. This is fall. This is why I was telling you fall is chalked, guys. Look at this. Look at all this red. This is the temperature anomaly for the next week. This scary white, that's like, we're talking 20 to 30 degrees above normal. I got the hiccups. Christine says she is not a shorts person. Are you talking about like shorts? I wear shorts. Look, I'm wearing shorts. Boom! Watch this. Karate kick. Yeah! I'm a black belt. I'm just saying, chat. You would not want to see me in an alley. You're trying to rob me or anything. I'll be like, whoosh, whoosh, oh yeah. They'd be cooked. Big time cooked. But all of this red, that means fall is cooked. I don't know, Jen. We don't know where Connor is. Connor might have fallen asleep. I'm going to be honest. I'm like 90% sure he fell asleep. And guys, at 8, I have hockey. I've got a big hockey game at 9. So I'm going to leave at 8. So I'm kind of buying time right now, waiting for Connor. He might not get here. We might have to sing him happy birthday. And as I sing him happy birthday, any super chats you give, I'll send to him. You have my word. Wow. Kelsey just said, I could definitely take you. You're tall, but sensitive. Bro. Wow. Check out the gun show. I don't know, Kelsey. Boom! Gun show. Uh-oh. Wow. Is there anything else going on in the weather? We talked about that. I don't think so.
Well, there's Cappucci on Twitter. Also fantasy football as well. Wow. So that was exactly what Brother Cappucci said. It set a record. 467 miles apart. The two closest hurricanes, I think, in history. Maybe. Chat, if you ever do want to get any pictures
Cappucci AG super chatted $10. Happy B-Day Connor, party popper emoji, confetti ball emoji.
Boom! Coming in with the 10 bomb, Erica! Boom! All right, we're gonna mark that. That is gonna be. Hold on. I gotta get a picture of Connor up here. Hold on. I'm gonna get a picture of Connor, and then I'm gonna sing him happy birthday on the recorder. And then we're going to clip it. Wait. Chat, he might be here. I think he's here. Chat, you know what to do. You know what to do, chat. Without further ado, we're going to welcome the man, the myth, the legend. Connor Croft joins the stream. Boom!
Boom.
All right, let's go, chat. Do it. Do it now, chat. Sing with me. Wait. Start from the beginning.
Jen Ordway super chatted $19.99. Happy birthday, Connor.
Happy birthday!
Cake emoji.
Boom!
Beautiful.
Jen
Beautiful,
coming
Brady.
in with the 20 bomb. Happy birthday! Oh my goodness! Oh, Connor! Happy birthday!
Thank you, Brady.
Oh, my
Thank you, chat.
Goodness. Oh.
Appreciate it, guys.
Connor, question for you, brother.
All
How does
right.
it feel to be 22?
22, yeah.
Wow. Bro, you're only 22. You just turned 21 a year ago. That is insane.
I know.
Wow. How is the birthday coming along?
Come along great. Been a nice chill day. No complaints over here.
Wow. All right, did you what was that video that I saw online of you? Was you doing a cupcake shot?
A what?
Bro, there was a video I saw of you eating like a cupcake.
That was from a while ago. That was Brandon posted. That was a random day like a year and a half ago.
Wait, really? Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Hold on, my
You
layouts
probably
are so
don't-
chalked.
You probably don't want to play that audio on stream.
Really?
Oh wait.
Bro,
well,
what is this?
I was in a steam room today.
A sauna. He was in a sauna. Oh my, bro, you look cooked in that pic.
It was cooking in there.
It was, whoa. It was absolutely cooking. How, I mean, was it, it looks like a wet sauna.
Yeah,
Is
the
that
steam
right?
room. Steam room.
Oh, okay. Got it. Wait, where was the video? Wait, Brandon Kopic tweeted it out?
No, the other Brandon Payne.
Oh, Brandon Payne. Okay. I gotta see this.
That was at Top Golf a few years ago.
This was, I don't know why I'm not following. Yeah, bro, this, okay. This is what I was talking about.
I was filling up a Top Golf donut with some cream.
What do you mean you were filling it? They don't fill it for you?
No, they give you the little syringes.
Wait, what was it? What was that at the end?
We could play the audio. It's not that bad.
Okay, here. Hold on. I gotta switch.
We sent it to Ben, my buddy Ben.
Oh. Wait. Okay. Just don't talk during it, or else it'll massively echo.
Got it.
Bro! Don't talk!
That's what I'm gonna do to you tomorrow, Ben. That's what I'm gonna do to you tomorrow, Ben.
All right, bro. That's cooked. That's absolutely cooked. So that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. That is insane. So you turned. Wow, the balloons.
There we
the
go.
Balloons are going off too. The balloons are going off too. What did you do today on your birthday? Anything exciting?
I went to that steam room. I sat on my couch and watched YouTube.
What'd you watch? Did you watch yourself on YouTube?
I did not watch myself on YouTube.
Bro,
no.
you don't ever watch yourself on YouTube?
No.
Never. You've never watched yourself once. That is cap, bro.
No. I know.
Not even to like, like see how you sound, critique yourself a little bit. You've never done that once?
Nah.
Bro.
It's fully authentic on stream. I don't need to go back and correct. This is what it is.
Or what about if you want to see like, wow, that tornado was cool,
I'll go back and look at the footage on my hard drive.
Wow. What happens if you lose your? You know what? We're not even gonna get into it. So you watched YouTube. Were you watching weather content? Like
no.
Football?
Usually, yes, I was watching some college football content, but usually if like
the Pat McAfee show.
Kevin Seaford super chatted $10. Happy birthday, Connor.
Thank you, Kevin.
Boom! Kevin coming in with the 10 bomb. W's in chat for Kevin.
Let's go, Kevin. But no, usually I was watching some Josh Pate stuff, some highlights, stuff like that. Usually if weather's dead, if I'm not chasing, I don't watch or do anything weather related. It's like
I like that.
It's like my break. It's like
except you look at the forecast models occasionally,
occasionally to see if something's coming up, and then once I see something, then it's go time. I'm checking constantly and stuff. But if there's nothing happening, I just try and stay out of weather and storm chasing just in general.
Well, it makes sense because, it's when it's your day job, when it's how you pay the bills, it's like you still love it, but also right now it's kind of, boring.
Yeah.
Right? You got, what do you got in Oklahoma right now? Like 80 and sunny?
It was like 90 today. It was cooking.
Whoa. Okay. Do you have any fun, Connor, do you have any fun plans for tonight? Are you doing, is Jordan alive? Is he going to take you out?
No, not actually.
Bro!
I'm leaving. I'm gonna watch a little bit of football, clean up the house, and then I'm headed back to Indiana for the weekend. So I'm gonna start driving.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
Chappie super chatted $9.99. Happy birthday, boss.
Thank you, Chappie.
Boom, Chappie. You know what? We're doing a big one there. Huge bomb. W's in chat for Chappie. Oh, yeah. Remember, chat, any donation we get is going right to Connor for the birthday. That's right, Connor. You're going to get a big stack of cash to blow on weather gambling. That's
Boom.
right.
Now we're talking.
That's right. That's right. Connor and I, well, we won't get into it, but, we got a good streak going.
Looking forward to this next hurricane. Hopefully I guess not hopefully it impacts the U.S., but I kind of want to. I want to chase something, but hopefully it doesn't for everyone's safety. But hopefully we get a named storm so we can bet on it.
Yeah, I know. Hey, we're not talking about betting. We don't do any betting. This is all play. This is all we're talking about in our game of life. We're playing life.
Do not gamble, chat. Do not gamble.
Exactly.
YouTube, we hate gambling here.
We just hate it so much. Anyway,
can't believe people do it and promote it. God.
I know, it's so stupid. Oh, it just pisses me off. I'm just so angry. So you're going back to Indiana tomorrow. Are you driving?
Yeah.
That's a long drive.
11 hours.
11. Okay, that isn't actually that long. I thought it was going to be like 20. 11 hours.
No, could be worse.
You could do that. It could be a lot worse. Is the family excited? Is the mom and dad excited to, kind of make some tweaks to the chat, make some tweaks to the setup, get the sun back, like, what do you do when you normally go home? Is your mom like, oh my God, let's go to the mall? Or is she like, hey, let's watch some football?
Yeah. Hey, let's watch some football.
I like that. You sound like you got a pretty cool mom and dad.
Yeah, for sure.
You had the dad give you your car before you chased so that you could chase. And now your mom is a mod in the chat. Is your dad a mod in the chat or no?
Yeah. Of course.
Wait, what's his username? Oh, wait, that's right.
It's Hobbs.
Hobbs, bro. Hobbs. Where's Hobbs been? He's been AWOL.
It's been AWOL. Interesting.
I know. Chappie's in here. Chappie. Bro, cat. Oh my, go back to the cat. Bro, that looks like a cat 5. I'm going to rename that cat. That is now
Olsen super chatted $20. My grandson's birthday is today as well. He was thrilled to know you both have the same birth date. Happy birthday, Connor.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. Happy birthday to your grandson.
20 bomb! Going to the Croft birthday fund! Hype! Oh, you love to see it, Connor. You really do love to see it, my friend.
Appreciate it, guys.
No, we appreciate you, guys, because Connor comes on here. He just talks about the weather. He doesn't have to do this. He's got a huge following already. He doesn't need this. He's just coming on and have a good time. So massive W's to Connor on his birthday. So are you doing anything tonight?
Always a good time. Always a good time on the Big Weather Show.
That's right. Are you doing anything tonight?
I'm going to listen to football and drive to Ben's.
Wait, I
made myself some brownies earlier. I already ate them, but
wait. Are we talking brownies?
Normal brownies, bro. Normal brownies.
Hey, you always got to make sure, okay? Bro, that cat likes you, bro. Are you a cat guy?
I am a cat guy. This is Brandon's cat, but
let's go. That cat, it's all about the vibes, bro. He's all about the vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So, do you have anyone playing tonight? Fantasy?
I'm not sure about gnarly. My phone's at 2%. This might be cooked. I don't know if I might charge it.
This might be cooked, bro. You know, it's your birthday. Don't stay long. We're about to wrap up anyway. I've got to go to hockey.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. I've got a big hockey game tonight. And Connor, how many goals do you think I'm going to score? Don't.
Who said coming up?
You know what? I'll text you. We're gonna do a little side action on that. Little side action. Because I'm just telling you right now, I'm scoring more than 0 goals. I've been hot lately. I've been slapping them in.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. My last game, I scored 1 goal.
What about before that?
Don't.
Okay.
I had an assist before that, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm scoring 3
He's
tonight. I'm just telling you right now.
He's heating up.
Wow. Connor's mom just joined the chat. This is epic. Oh, Connor's mom. Wait, Corinne, where is Hobbs? Like, you need to get Hobbs back. Hobbs might be chalked. I'm just saying this. Hey, Corinne, you probably got to tell Hobbs. We know he's a little chalked, so maybe that's why he's not here.
He's a little chalked.
He's a little chalked. Connor, last question before I know you got to roll and I got to roll. Does anything have your attention? Like, is there anything tickling the weather sense yet with the, that signal, right? That little bit of a signal we looked at, in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Not that.
There's the signal right there.
There's the signal. I tell you what, that's a signal for something. I'm not sure what that is a signal for, but that's a signal for something. Yeah. But if I pull up the European model and show you guys, Connor, this is that signal we were talking about earlier, and then we're going to wrap. But pen's not working. But it's this wave coming off Africa. And then once it gets to the Lesser Antilles, look at this. This is the 12Z Euro today. This is not going to happen. But it shows a 935 hurricane. That's a category 3+, probably 4 or 5. This is not going to happen like this. Does that have your attention yet? Or are you kind of like, let's wait a couple more days?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's fish. So no.
You think it's fish?
I think it's fish. That Euro's an outlier.
Fish food.
It's fish food. Only thing interesting about that is Cappucci.
Yo, we're hitting the algorithm tonight right now. This is not good.
That's the
By that, bro, he's talking about a seafood place.
Yeah,
that is really good down in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good seafood. But yeah, I mean the GFS shows it as straight fish food. So
that's where my vote is.
Your take. Right? Listen, we're 10 days out.
My phone's at 1%. I could cut out at any point in time here.
All right, bro. Do you want to leave the people with anything? Happy birthday. Should we sing you want to sing happy birthday again now that your mom's here? All right, let's sing it together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Connor. Sing it with me, chat. Happy birthday to you.
Did you take choir in college?
No.
I could have fooled me.
We're rapping. Happy birthday, chat. Connor's gone. I call this one Connor's birthday storm. The clouds roll in, the thunder booms, lightning flashes across the roads. Rain keeps falling, the rivers rise. But today's Connor's day. Under the stormy skies, the forecast calls for wind and rain. Yet Connor's birthday won't be in vain. With candles lit and cake so sweet, even hurricanes know they can't compete. Happy birthday, Connor, let the storms blow. We'll party through weather, come rain or snow. From sunshine bright to the skies so warm, we'll dance through the night in that birthday storm. The radar spins, the models show a line of storms on the Gulf below. But Connor laughs, he says, bring it on. It's my big day, the storm is my song. Happy birthday, Connor, let the storms blow. We'll party through the weather, come rain or snow. When lightning's crackling, the nights transform. We'll raise a cheer in this birthday storm. Oh, time to harmonize. Thank you for watching. Boom! Good night, everyone.